even went to see Prince in Vegas. That was crazy. I couldn't believe this shit. I was with the king going to see the Prince. That was some crazy shit.
This is the story of you turning down bad.
Well, you know, that Wesley Snipes character, that would have been me. All right, now you run that video in your mind. The first line of that song is "Your butt is mine." Your butt is mine. Now I said, who gonna sing that to whom? Cause you sure ain't singing it to me, and I sure ain't singing it to you.
How do you write a song? How do you write a song?
How do I write a song? Well,
You don't
if I
have a
sat
pen in
down
your
at this
hand and you don't try.
piano,
What would happen?
if I sat here and played some chords, whatever, and say, I'm going to write the best song I've ever written, nothing happens. Something in the heavens has to say, look, this is the time that this is going to be laid on you, and this is when I want you to have it. Now, I remember when I wrote Billie Jean, I was riding in my car down Ventura Boulevard. All I said to myself beforehand, I want to write a song with a great bass hook, you know, and I just let it go, really. And then several days later, you know, you know, the whole
Where did that come from?
From above.
Is it really appropriate for a 44-year-old man to share a bedroom with a child who is not related to him at all?
That's a beautiful thing.
That's not a worrying thing?
Why should it be worrying? Who's the criminal? Who's Jack the Ripper in the room?
Was he as gentle as he comes across on screen?
Oh.
He approaches people and asks them.
He was surrounded with this light and goodness. When he walked into a room, you know, he lit up the space, you know, and people jumped in line to just get near him and to give him a hug. It was like a guru, like a Baba, you know, like a holy man, honestly.
But I have slept in bed with many children. I sleep in bed with all of them. When Macaulay Culkin were little, Kieran Culkin would sleep on this side, Macaulay Culkin's on this side, his sister's in there. We're all just jamming the bed. Then we wake up like dawn and go in a hot air balloon. You know, we have the footage. I have all that footage.
It's a very touchy subject, and it's dealing with my sister, and I wasn't able to talk about myself just yet. You have to be ready to come out and talk about these things. And it's a very sad story because Riri is a wonderful person, I must say, and she left home at a very young age. She left home when she was, I think it was 16 years old. And the reason she left is because my father would get out of the bed with my mother, and he would get in the bed with Riri. And Riri would ask my mother, please, mother, get help for him. And she would not. So Riri had to leave home. There were times, of course, when my mother would say, Joe, not tonight. Leave her alone, let her rest. Don't get in the bed with her.
The world needs a man who's 44 sleeping in a bed with children.
No, you're making it all wrong.
Well, tell me, help me.
Because what's wrong with sharing love? You don't sleep with your kids or some other kid who needs love, who didn't have a good childhood?
No, I don't. I would never dream of sleeping.
I would never dream. Because you've never been where I've been mentally.
We're listening to Mike right now. Obviously, you know, this is a really sad time right now, but we're celebrating his life. Your thoughts right now on the situation and the timing of this tragedy?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's just somebody that changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I'll always love and cherish.
We call that picture a secret society. All we ask is trust.
I like that. I like that.
And one day I was being very serious with him, and he was saying that he had been channeling, and therefore he didn't sleep, and he was working on songs, and his higher power was working through him and giving him ideas. And I was like, can't you talk to your higher power, please, and just ask if he could shelf these ideas until we open in London, and then we'll make sure that you have a recording studio at the gig and one at the house, and you can work on the record from that point on. And he was like, I can't do that. And I was like, why? And he was like, he'll give the ideas to Prince.
I love that. I love that. He said, God's speaking to me, and if I don't do it, he's going to give the ideas.
Give them to someone else.
He's going to give them to Prince.
He admired Prince, by the way.
Although after Jackson's death in 2009, Prince seemed to have gained a new perspective on his torturous relationship with Jackson. As reflected in a 2010 Ebony interview, Prince spoke about how he and Jackson discussed the difficulties of balancing religion and fame, and that he wishes he'd spoken to Jackson about the struggles before he died.
I wish you a very Christmas and a peaceful New Year.
Can I just say something? I've never really spoke publicly about Michael. We should all just kind of like chill, because You know, he may know something none of us really know. And just like, let's wait and see. Let's wait it out. You know, let's just wait it out. You never know, right? You just never know. Ultimately, we all got to come back home. So let's just make a home for everybody. You know it, but I should right hook him when he gets here, right?
And I don't wear a suit.
No, that's good. So if I release some stuff, then I could go under your label, couldn't I? If I talked you enough around it.
As long as you own your work, it's cool, because that's what New Power Generation. Yeah, that's what New Power Generation is about. Ownership of the master, or else you're a slave.
And you've got your album out already. Tell me a bit about that.
The album?
Yeah.
With the New Power Generation, it's called New Power Soul.
All right.
It's spiritually political record.
Oh, you said that earlier. What do you mean by spiritually political?
We're getting closer and closer to the truth on the album.
Good. So who influenced you on this album that you have out now?
This one actually was influenced by the musicians that are on it, the New Power Generation.
And what's the show going to be like? Tell us a bit about that.
Oh, it's going to be sick. It's going to be so sick.
You've got dancers, you've got your band.
Yeah, it's going to be so sick, so long, just...
jamming.
Yeah, funk-ridden. Larry Graham is coming with us, Chaka Khan, and Dougie Fresh.
All right.
It's going to be crazy.
Brilliant. Looking forward to that.
Mad sex.
To produce so many albums at such a good quality, where do you get all that from?
My gift comes from God.
Yeah. So you reckon you were put here to do music?
To give back onto that gift, to stop recording, to put a cap on your work and then put a boundary on it. It actually, for me, is to put a boundary on your gift that comes from God. And I can't do that. I write so much because it is therapy for me. You're evolving your spirit, actually, every time you go back into the well and examine
Better
things.
yourself.
Yeah. So the more I write, the more stuff I put out, the quicker I get to my destination.
Like it as well, because you sing about, sex. So I like that.
I do not.
You do.
I do not.
You do, like, as in, you do.
No, I don't.
What is it then? Well, I see it as that. Maybe I'm interpreting it different. I see it as that.
Well, I don't want to ruin it for you.
You tell me what it is.
Well,
then,
I don't want to ruin it
me.
for you.
No, go on, correct me, because I like,
it's
to
spiritual,
hear.
It's spiritual union for me.
So you were saying about the noise, the gold plants around, it's all very calming. I like that. That must be important to you.
Yeah. Then you can hear.
Oh, you've got doves up there, haven't you?
Yeah, they're quiet.
Have you got names for them? What are they called?
Majesty and Divinity.
Prince today did a press conference in the UK where he's just announced kind of 20 dates all in a row, and he's requested you.
What?
Did you not know this?
No.
So he went and did a press conference in London today announcing 20 dates. This is going to be the last time he ever performs all of his greatest hits before he goes off to travel the world and study the Bible. And he said one artist's name that he would like to come on board and perform a song with, and that was you.
Prince is going to study the Bible.
Yeah, listen, stay to the point. He's
Prince
asking
is
for
going to be
you.
a rabbi. I'm the last.
Prince, the man who shot to fame with flamboyant, provocative songs, called this humble church home. The conservative members here were his religious family, a private evolution of one of pop music's biggest superstars. Prince was born Seventh-day Adventist. He believed an angel cured his childhood epilepsy. As an artist, he weaved his spirituality deftly into sexual songs. In December 1999, telling Larry King how his music is born.
I like to believe that my inspiration comes from God. I've always known that God was my creator, and that without him, nothing works.
Here, Prince asked to go by Brother Nelson, his legal last name, dutifully knocking on doors monthly, studying his Bible, marking it with Post-it notes, working as hard in his religion as he did on his music career.
Again, that's a sign of just wanting to deny everything. And it hurt so bad when I was on another program and my family, my parents actually, I should say, denied everything. everything. If they would just come out and speak out and tell the truth, it would help so many other people. And that's the reason for writing. I feel that I'm going to reach out and help other people who have been abused. Because you don't understand, but once you're abused, it affects you terribly. This goes on, and you live with it, and you live in shame. And you can't really speak out because you're afraid. And finally you get courageous enough to do it. And then you do.
And then you feel like the world's turning on you because you've been courageous?
Yes, because you're doing it. Yes, it's like they don't want to hear it. But it exists, and you have to accept it. And don't be afraid to speak out if you're being abused. It's a terrible thing.